Can we as a community just agree that calling horror movies fun is just stupid? Horror, it's in the title. Horror as in short for horrifying or horrible. I want to see horrible things happen to normal everyday people. I want to see things that are going to horrify me to such a degree that it's going to chill me right to my soul. I'm talking movies like Rob Zombie's 31. I'm talking movies like, Eli Roth's, Hostel or Hostel 2. I'm talking Saw, 1 through 10. Those are scary movies. Those are tense movies. Those are movies that while you're watching them, you feel like you are in danger. What I never feel when I'm watching those movies is I never feel a laugh coming along. I never feel like I'm about to look over to my friend and say, man, I'm having a really good time. I'm sitting there glued to my seat, jaw to the ground, and I'm just going, whoa, this is intense. I'm not safe watching this. I could keel over in the theater from fear. That's what horror fans want. So when I see people making posts about, man, I thought that horror movie was really fun. I thought that horror movie, had a lot of good drama, had a lot of good comedy. I was laughing my butt off watching this. Those are just stupid. Where has horror lost its way? Why has horror become just a joke? Why do you guys embrace these horror movies that aren't even horror movies? If you want to make someone laugh, don't make it a horror movie. Make it some kind of cool comedy with a lot of nudity. That's what we want. That's fine. But don't go out there and be like some weirdo making a foreign a foreign movie like Shaun of the Dead, where it's just like, oh, we're gonna have laughs, we're gonna have tears. There might be one or two things that are slightly scary, but it's not really a scary movie. Encounter that with the American programming, which is, Dawn of the Dead, by Zack Snyder, which is a very scary movie, very hard movie, very much a not fun movie, very much a movie where you're just watching and going, man, these people are screwed. How are they going to get out of this situation? How are they not going to get torn limb from limb? That's what I look for in horror, and I think that's what we all look for in horror. So again, I state, when someone says, this was fun, it's no longer a horror movie, in my opinion. Something like that old-timey Return of the Living Dead. It's not a horror movie. That's a comedy. And not even a very good one, because I don't think it's funny in the slightest. You could say it's horror in terms that it's horrible. Maybe that's what we should start calling these bad movies that say they're horror, but they're not. They're horrible movies. Again, it's just, you have a great library of edgy and hard stuff. No one watches Terrifier and says, that movie was a lot of fun. They say, man, that movie was hard. That movie went places. Art the Clown saws a woman in half, from her bottom to her top. Does that sound fun to you? No, that sounds wicked, wild, intense, and cool. Someone wants to say a horror movie was so intense it was cool. I can accept that. That I can get behind. But if you're going to come up here and say that was fun, you need to just zip your mouth shut, stop talking, because you don't represent the community, and you need to keep your opinions to yourself. Or at least we need to listen to you so we know who not to listen to. Because, quite frankly, it's getting out of hand. If you are someone who wants a fun horror movie, why don't you go and move to Europe? Here in America, we like things hard. We like to push the envelope. You look at the Terrifier movies, from ground up, American productions. And those are hard. You look at all of Eli Roth's movies. Those are hard. When he decides he's not going to make a hard, scary horror movie, he doesn't make a horror movie. Borderlands wasn't a horror movie. He made a great, action, adventure, science fiction movie, a great video game adaptation. He put his energy that he was feeling into another project. If Rob Zombie suddenly just feels like he wants to start telling jokes, he's not going to make it into a horror movie. He's going to put that into something else. That's why he made Monsters. He's like, I want to make something with spooky imagery, but clearly not a horror movie. And that's why that movie works. You guys just need to step it up, realize what real horror is, and quit acting like a bunch of weirdos. Because horror isn't fun. Horror isn't sad. Horror isn't funny. Horror is scary. So, get on the right program or get off the bus, because you're not a real horror fan if you're in it for fun. So that's what I got for you today. While you're here, give the video a like, because I know if you're watching this video, you have to agree, because what I'm saying is absolutely right. Like I said, I'm an expert. And while you're at it, subscribe. And hey, until next time, keep slipping.